Are we live?
5, 4, 3. We are live on YouTube.
All right, so we're live on the TikTok, live on the YouTube. Welcome everyone everywhere to the Elite Thinking Club. I'm Chris Jules Julien, and I'm joined tonight by my co-hosts Liz and Michael. You guys good?
Always good, mate.
Hi.
Hmm. So if you're watching us on the YouTube and you are just tuning in, welcome, welcome. And if you're watching us on TikTok, welcome, welcome. If you haven't done so already, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and follow for future episodes because you just never know when you need to be notified and you want a real good food for thought show. And that's what we're all about here at the Elite Thinking Club. We are critical thinkers, which means we analyze facts to form judgment and we explore, right? We want to know what's going on in the world, but the only way to do that is to analyze it, really. So the principle we live on is like you cannot change anything unless you're willing to understand it, and you cannot understand it unless you're willing to explore it. Good debates don't get ugly. We may talk of things that make people feel vulnerable. Beliefs held sacred may be challenged because of life experiences, but we're not trying to make people wrong or to incite riot, but just simply explore. So, welcome to the Elite Thinking Club. And like I mentioned before, if you haven't done so already, hit the like, hit the subscribe button because you're going to absolutely love this. Our last episode, we talked about how there is a rise and fall in ancient civilizations like the Egyptians, the Romans, the Mayans, and even the Edwardians, the Tudors, things like that. They come and they go. And one thing that we were exploring last episode was could we well be right now at the end of our time as we know it? Are we coming to an end? Because there's so much going on. People are confused. People don't know what banner they should be waving. They don't know what culture they are part of. They are just constantly seeking acceptance from all different areas, and it's mass confusion. To be fair, it isn't so straightforward, and we're just all running around limbo, a little bit mental. But funny enough, that's how the Elite Thinking Club started. Because of lockdowns, because of the mass confusion, because of this new change, we thought we need to find a place where it's safe to actually talk and explore about these things. But anyway, tonight, guys, chatting to someone I know on Instagram, saw in her story something that really made me think, wow, I never thought
Mm.
of it like that before, but just how easy it is to understand women from a man's perspective. Just how easy it is and what you're actually seeking from a man. Now, if you want to comment what you think, go ahead. Feel free. We may mention it, we may explore it, and obviously, guys, it's open. It's open debate. No right, no wrong. Okay. Just be respectful and open to explore. So, this story that I saw was a gentleman saying straight up to the camera, he just said, bro, all a woman is looking for in a man is protection. She just wants to be protected. She wants to feel protected at all times, in all arenas, in all areas. That is all she wants to feel. And that's all you got to do. Even the subtle little things like walking closest to the traffic. If you're both walking on the pavement or the sidewalk, all you need to be is between her and the danger. Whether she's entering a room, and we mentioned this in previous episodes, Michael, how a man should always enter the room first. Don't let your woman walk in completely vulnerable, unaware of what she's stepping into. You go in first, check it's safe, then welcome her in. She acknowledges these things. And some people say it's not that deep, don't deep it that much, but it is. On a subconscious level, on a subconscious mind, that's all they seek is the protection. Women and men view the world very differently. There are moments in a day that are very, very different to a man and a woman. Like for me, nighttime does not scare me. I will just go out in the middle of the night in my boxers and a t-shirt if I have to because I forgot something in the car, and I don't think twice. I don't think twice. I'm not even scared. I just open the door and I know where the car is, and I open the door and I go in the car and it is what it is. Whereas for a woman, I suppose she may analyze it differently, may see it as a danger, may feel a little bit vulnerable. Walking home at night, not even scared, not even afraid. Like I know that there could possibly be danger, but I'm a man. Like I'm not really that vulnerable. Whereas for a woman, it's very, very different. Even in the arena of workplace, unless she's working with other women, she could be in a male dominant arena and feel vulnerable all the time. And all she needs is for a man to help her, guide her, feel protected in that environment. And it really started to make sense to me. Now, I really want to know what you guys think about that. So feel free to comment. And if you haven't done so already, hit the like, hit the subscribe, like I said. And if you want to, if you're following on TikTok but want to watch Liz and Michael as well, head over to the YouTube. You can watch all three of us. Michael, Liz.
Yeah, so I spoke about this before. So the room thing, I mean, I thought about that at the time, but it's still, and she still enters the room before me. But like I said, that's because that is my queen. So she goes before me. I've always got her back, and I can look at the situation as she enters. So if anything is off, then I'll just pull her back out. But because she's my queen, she enters the building first. I open the door for her. She goes in, and then I follow behind.
That's lovely.
Okay, so your ethical, yeah, that's very thoughtful. I mean, how you see it and how I said it, yeah, two different ways of perspective, I guess. And yeah, no doubt. She, when she enters the room, probably knows you've got her back. Hence the protection. Hence, she isn't fearful when she goes into the room. So as long as you've established that, you know, that's why she is confident to go first, I suppose.
Yeah, like even when we get home, I open the door. She walks in first.
Well, there's nothing to fear in your home unless your cat's grown 10 feet.
Well, no,
Michael.
well,
It's
we could
not
have
a
been
tiger.
burgled. There could be a
As a
burglar in the
woman,
house.
as the only woman here,
Charles, you bastard. I identify as a female.
I personally, this is just myself speaking. I don't speak for all women. I personally don't feel I need protection when I walk into a building. I don't need a man to walk in and scope what's going on for me. I've built up the confidence within my youth to feel confident enough to walk into a room on my own and to walk into a building on my own. I feel quite capable of doing that, and I feel quite strong. It makes me feel empowered that I do that. If a man that I choose to have by my side wishes to do that, I think that's a very kind gesture. I think that's a lovely thing, but I would not expect it of him. I would not expect him to feel he has to protect me. If he naturally feels that way towards me, that's lovely. If he naturally feels like how you speak, Michael, she's your queen, and you know, he wants to open the door or walk in, that's fine. But I wouldn't say it's something that I personally, deep down, deep rooted, feel is what I need and require in a man. It's not something actually I've thought about before. This is giving me this whole conversation that we're having, this whole, you know, questioning and debate. When you were
So
talking,
consciously,
Jules, I don't think I actually ever thought about it in my past relationship. I don't think I've ever thought about.
Would you like to hear the conversation that I had with the member of the
Yeah,
Elite
I'd
Fit
love
Club?
to.
So
Yeah.
guys, honestly, if you wanna message us, DM us, do it, because you know we are very open to what you have to say, and we expect that. And just some of the comments there already, which I love, by the way, help to evolve the conversation. So one woman is or someone said that I expect it, and it's a complete turn off if it's not there. I want to
Wow.
be equal, but V loved the difference as well. And
Oh yeah,
right,
embrace the
I
differences.
don't,
Embrace the differences,
yeah.
definitely.
Right, I don't need it, but I can't lie. It turns me on for him to lead, but I don't need it. Right, so
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
nice to hear.
I like a man to lead. I like a strong man, someone who is strong within themselves and aware of the world, and who I know I could rely on. And if I needed them to be there and protect me and support me fully, they would. That is a massive turn on. But I wouldn't say it's something that I naturally expect of them. Obviously, I think maybe if they weren't like it, then it would make me feel like, why aren't you doing it?
So I'm glad that I'm glad that we've opened it up for debate, because
Yeah,
it's funny, Liz, what you said in response is perfect, because I believe that you have spoke for a large majority of women out there who, and Nini, who was on the last episode, who commented, she's now on the TikTok, and good to see you again, has agreed with you. Right, you
yeah,
don't need it, but you
yeah,
can't lie, it does turn you on. So I messaged the member and I said, I've never heard someone explain something so simply yet so obvious. I suppose most men sometimes feel like most women don't want to feel protected, like they want to be acknowledged as strong and independent, etc., etc.
yeah.
She said, maybe. I consider it definitely skeptical. She said, I think we have been so recently conditioned to have to do all of that for ourselves because we
Right.
have had experiences where we weren't protected and we didn't feel safe. It's hard to let your guard down and trust that someone is there to protect and not abuse or use it as control, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. 100%.
That was my experience, anyways. But looking back and thinking about it, that's exactly what was lacking. I didn't feel protected, and when everything crumbled, I was left vulnerable and alone. So I built this wall in the form of hyper independence, which is just a defense mechanism.
It is.
At the core of everything, that's all we want, is to feel safe and secure so we can step into more of our feminine energy.
Mm.
And then I messaged saying, do I have your permission to read your message on my podcast tonight? And she said, of course. So shout out to Elle. Big up yourself.
Hey,
Very, very beautiful. It's it is so obvious when you really think about it and dissect it so much, how if that's all you needed to feel at the start, you wouldn't have built such a need to be a strong, independent woman. Because is it that you never had that?
Mm.
If you've never had it, I suppose you would resort to finding yourself as a masculine energy
And almost
rather than,
creating that safety, that protection in yourself. Like you don't need anybody, or you don't need to rely on somebody, because you so solely rely on the independence of yourself.
can I be honest with you? As a man, because you said what turns you on as a woman. Well, I'm going to tell you what turns us off as men. Women who think they don't need us like that.
Oh, that explains a lot.
It is honestly such a turn off when you know that you can be a very strong man, but you're the woman that you're
I
kind of like physically attracted to. You might not be
mentally,
so spiritually.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's no
think that
chemistry because they're not aligned.
I think that you have to get a balance, because I think that ultimately women want to be with somebody who they feel like they have that closeness with, and that that's their best friend. They can mess around, they can do serious stuff with, and ultimately within that connection, within that unity between the two people, they feel the protection and they feel safe within the love, within what they have together.
Are you open
I don't
to?
think there's anything wrong with being a independent person or strong. We're all vulnerable. We're all vulnerable. Even if you say, oh, I'm not, I don't need a man. We all need other human beings. We're social beings. We do need that. We do. I'm just mean I wouldn't expect it. I wouldn't expect a man to feel like he has to protect me at every time we enter a building or do something. That's all it would be nice. And Michael, I've always said, I think it's lovely how you speak of your missus. And I think it's very sweet when you say what you say about her. She's a very lucky lady. We all know that. All of the Michael
I'm a
fans,
lucky
chill
one.
out, he's taken. But I'm just saying that I wouldn't want a man also to feel pressured, like he's got to make me feel constantly that I'm protected. It's not. It's nice if it comes naturally, and I think that.
So the way, I mean, my missus is confident in herself, and I'm just there as a parachute in case shit
Oh,
hits the fan.
see,
And
that's what I
therefore
mean. And that
creating
is
the
it.
protection, Michael.
That is
It's the
it.
protection.
Exactly how you just actually explained it. Great.
Now, Michael, is your woman the type of woman who
My
accepts
lady,
her role,
not woman.
the lady of your life who has accepted her role as the feminine energy in your relationship, so to speak, to the point where it isn't obvious that you are the dominant, you are the assertive, you are the masculine energy, the protector, like I've highlighted? She knows that. It doesn't need to be said. You have established such a strong bond that she knows that you will be the protector. Now, the point I'm making is it's very, very difficult when a woman has inside her, for whatever reason, a resistance to accept that role. She doesn't want to be that person who is reliant on a protector. So even if you do find yourself a man and you still say, I don't want you to protect, I don't need you to protect me, I don't want you to protect me, it's never going to work, simply because you're not allowing it to work. If you got out your own way and allowed him to flex as a man, surely you'd be happier. But if you are actually in a state or mindset that doesn't allow prosperous relationships properly, you will never find yourself that balance,
If you don't open up to it, you certainly won't receive it, will you? Because you'll be closed off from it. So I think
not that it's not that I'm painting with the same brush here or tarring with the same brush here, but when I see a lot of lesbian couples, there always seems to be one that's a bit more masculine than the other one.
Yeah.
And is that simply because the other one requires
that
protection?
role. Yeah. That's interesting. I think what we also have to remember that every single one of us, male and female, we possess both masculine and feminine energy. So because we all, whether you're male or female, we come from both.
Excuse me.
We come from male and female. So we have masculine.
Sorry.
Are you all right, Jules?
No, not all right. that was that went down the wrong hole.
Oh,
go on, let's
okay.
keep going.
Yeah, so I was just saying that like we all come from masculine and feminine energy because we come from a man and a woman. So I just think that, and I think some people are more more in touch with their masculine, more in touch with their feminine. But I think if we can kind of be more balanced within it, we end up naturally being open to him naturally protecting and you naturally being vulnerable and naturally taking on the fact that he is he is protecting and leading. So it's kind of,
I
for me,
believe what you're saying is I have to highlight something, and that is chromosomes.
yeah.
Chromosomes simply explain what makes you female or what makes you male. A male is XY chromosome, where a female is XX chromosome.
Yeah.
So if you are an XX chromosome, you can't possibly know what it is to be both.
No, what I mean is that we do have masculine and feminine energy.
So energy is displayed at a point of action. Is that correct? So if you
Kind of,
like,
yeah.
for example, the lesbian couple, if one acts masculine, she embodies masculine energy through her action. But what you're talking about is actual energy. So a man naturally has a deeper voice, has an assertive mindset, whereas a woman, not so much. It's more
Softer,
nurturing. It's
gentle.
more feminine. And that is natural.
Yeah.
But if you want to mimic the energy, if you want to act on the energy, is that what you're saying? Because it can be acted on,
Kind of,
but
yeah.
naturally, what is natural?
I think that, like, you're obviously both masculine, but I also think that you have.
Ow.
Yeah,
we're ex-Wilers, so yes,
yeah,
in
but
essence, we have the ability.
you are in touch with there are feminine sides. Same as like there's with me, I embrace the masculine energy and the feminine energy. Obviously, I'm female, so I'm naturally more feminine, I guess.
Yeah, so what you're saying is you've got some masculine traits.
We all have, because we all come from both.
If your life has put you in a position where you have had to act masculine,
Mm-hmm.
therefore you have mastered it very well to the point where you've become so strong, so independent, so leader like. That is simply you having to be.
Mm.
Life has forced you to be, but naturally, you were never that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Naturally, you were never that. And it's very, very,
because I'm XX.
I suppose so. In your chromosome, in your natural makeup, you
Yeah.
are. Like, I've had people say to me, like, how can you be so dominant in your energy, yet be such a calm and I don't know, welcoming person? And I suppose it's because I harness myself better. I know how to harness myself. Michael, for example, very assertive man, but still has that welcoming energy, you know? I know in my younger years, I was definitely not so calm, and so I was very go, 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 headstrong, very ambitious like that. I still am, but it's different. But back to what we were saying before. And this is the start of the whole debate, guys. So if you're just tuning in, make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe button, follow button, become part of the Elite Thinking Club. It's so simple that all a woman wants from a man is to feel protected. Just to feel protected
I
in
think that's a
any
lovely
arena.
feeling. I think that's a lovely feeling. I do.
In any arena, whether you're holding hands, walking down the street, whether you're going shopping, whether you're driving, whether you're snuggled up in bed, if you want to really make your woman feel like a woman, just protect her. It could even be financial protection. It could be in the household protection. It could be in all these different areas. But as long as you protect her, if she feels protected, she ain't going nowhere. She is very happy, very happy. And that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. She ain't asking for much. Just make her feel protected. I want to know what you guys think about that. Comment, let us know.
I think a woman also is to feel like it's sort of her and her man against the world sort of thing. So like what you're saying, I get that. Like she feels like no matter what, he's there, he's got her back, and that he's not going to be amongst a crazy world. He's not going to be one that's going to be crazy towards her. He's going to be there with her and by her side. And I think that that is really important. And I suppose that is a form of protection. Because
I
it's
believe
so.
how Michael explains his relationship is that his woman is very happy because she does feel protected. When you go into a room, Michael, am I right in thinking you're taller than she is? You are, aren't you?
Yeah.
I've seen the
Yeah, we've
pictures.
seen the pictures.
Seen the pictures. Michael loves posting on our group chat. I love it. I love it. But you do naturally have the dominance, don't you? Naturally. So if you are entering a room, to be fair, when she walks in, she knows that you're about 2 feet above her, behind her. Anyone looking at her, they're gonna see you behind her. So it's you've got her back, and I love that you mentioned that. And yes, that is all they really look for. So I suppose traits in a man that, to establish yourself, just ensure that before you're taking on a female partner, don't try look to be anything more than a protector. And then if you can cherry pick the different environments that you will find yourself in life, ask yourself, can I protect her here? Can I protect her there? Can I protect her there, and there? Because if the answer is yes, I can, happy days. She's going to be very happy with you, and you're going to be very happy with her. Now, flip that on its head. If you, as a woman, find a man who can't do those things, be honest with us, how does it make you feel? Now, we're just saying earlier on in the conversation, do you actually allow a man space to flex that protection? Or do we live in a world now, in a day and age, where women feel like they can't? They've been raised in an environment that has demanded that they become an independent woman. I don't need a man type thing. And therefore not actually allowing the space for the relationship to prosper because there is resistance. Has a man led you down a path and then absolutely destroyed your belief in men? You know?
I
Or,
think
you know, what makes you not want to be protected?
I think like you said, I think that ultimately people want that, even if they don't feel it's a requirement. I think that ultimately that is what the goal is that you have that unity, you have that safe space with that person where you know they have your back, and that no matter what, they will be your parachute, like you said, Michael. I do think though that the day and age we live in, I do think it actually is probably a bit harder for men with women, because I do think the whole thing with women being equal to men, you know, in equal pay, equal rights. We've covered this before on an episode before about the dynamics of male and female. I do feel like maybe we live in a society where kids are growing up and are being made to kind of, you know, I don't think it's ever a bad thing to empower people. I think it's a very good thing, but I do think that maybe we are being certain empowerments within females may affect the relationships they have with men, because we are, you know, being taught to be strong and go out in the world and get things ourselves. Whereas if we go strip it back a bit, quite a few years, the women kind of stayed at home. The men were the complete protectors. The men went out. They were the hunter-gatherers. They did it all. So I
I was
think
going
that
to ask, who's teaching you these things? Who's teaching you to be strong, independent women? Who's teaching you these things? Where are you learning this? They didn't say that in school. Where did you learn this?
Probably TV.
Who taught you this? Destiny's Child, was it?
no, I do think, well, no, you know, you've got like social media, you've got music videos, it's in the lyrics, you know, in so many songs, like, just, I hear a lot,
Yeah.
the younger generation saying, oh, I don't need a man, it's not necessarily about needing, but it's wanting, and we shouldn't lose sight of the fact that we do want that. We do want someone. We do want to be with somebody. We do want to feel like they would protect us should we need them to. That's a good point, actually, Jules. Who is teaching us that? But I do feel like it is in sort of in education and stuff now, like certain things, you know, they go on a lot about diversity and how we're all equal, we're all strong, we should all be empowered, we can all each do anything and everything. You know, we've got men being women in women's sports, and it's like, you know, I'm going off on a tangent.
Can I ask you a question? No, it's good to go on a tangent, and it's really, really good to explore. And that's all we're doing here at the Elite Thinking Club. Welcome anyone who's just joined. If you haven't done so already, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, follow us on YouTube, and yeah, you can
I
even
just
join us on a
think
Discord if you want. Sorry, Liz. And all I'm saying is the debate right now, it's not even a debate, really. It's just open discussion. We are highlighting something that has been so diluted and confused, when the simple truth of it is really easy, that all women need or want in a relationship is to feel protected. And I don't even like now thinking that I actually just highlighted man and woman as in opposite sex, because earlier on we were highlighting lesbian couples, and I'm not saying that they're all the same. However, there always seems to be a dynamic where one embodies masculine energy or acts on masculine energy, as opposed to the other who requires to feel secure, to feel protected by that one, you know?
where did that
And
come
now,
from? Is that
well,
a
I believe it.
society? Is that a societal conditioning that the man is the protector and the woman? Where does that stem from?
Well,
Like,
biologically, men are stronger.
yeah.
So if you have a
Biolo-
protector, then it's going to
yeah,
be
and
the man.
So is it expected then from history? Is it expected of men to be the strong, the strength, the protector?
I wouldn't
Because
say expected. By nature, when I was growing up, there was me and my sister. She naturally took to dolls. She had children dolls everywhere. Like, she would never go anywhere without having a doll. She had a doll. And I, on the other hand, love Ninja Turtles. There was never, we go to the video shop and I'd watch the same movies. I'd bring them back, and I was jumping around the sofas. I was active, physically active. And I've been active and athletic my whole life. It's never going
I
to
love
change.
I loved
And
both.
I knew that I had to join the army. I knew I had to be a soldier, and rites of passage. It's my natural way of doing things. And now I know that we live in a society now where some people are influenced differently. And back to what we said earlier, who's teaching you this?
Mm.
Who's teaching you this? And I know it's not the same for everyone. I just believe that naturally, due to your makeup, due to your build, due to your chromosomes, due to what Michael said, your biology, you are built for a certain role, a certain way of life. Now, I know that I asked you before, who's teaching you to feel like you need to be the independent woman? Because you highlighted before, Liz, it never used to be that way. Women would be at home and embody the role of mothering and nurture, when a man would go out and bring home the bacon, so to speak, be that man. You hear stories of old men, retirement, lose their shit, lose their minds when they no longer have anything to do. Work is a very important thing for a man, a very important thing. I'm getting to a stage now in my life where, for no reason at all, I have to stand in my home. I have to stand. I don't know why. I just don't want to sit. I have to stand and just stare at stuff and just think about stuff. And because I'm probably not doing nothing, I'm thinking, why my body's thinking, why are you not doing nothing? Whereas I know females will happily sit and do nothing. They love to lounge, and it's fine. They're not required to. Society's equality stigma really tarnishes the dynamics of a healthy society in regards to male and female. If all the men stopped, nothing would get built. It isn't that women can't build things, it's just they naturally aren't drawn to build things. Men, on the other hand, 100% are. YouTube videos now of men in the woods building fucking palaces out of mud huts. It's awesome to watch if you haven't watched it. It's great. Naturally. And I don't see any women doing it. It's not that they're not filming the women doing it, but you do tend to see women taking to crafts more, becoming very creative in that sense. The arena of intellectual corporate establishments, okay, can be seen as a bit of a sexist place. And that's due to the past, like when it was all established, really. But established by who For who? I think the stigma that surrounds society definitely breeds an envy, breeds a jealousy between the sexes. Men see women as being privileged. You have a privilege that you're a woman. You can scream rape, you can scream abuse, you can scream a lot of things that, because of society's view, will always take your side. In a divorce, you will get the children, you will get the house, you will get maternity leave and maternity pay. Society has bred that envy and jealousy in men. And on the flip coin, women envy men simply because we are men and we dominate and we assert and we have created systems that unfortunately work for us more than it works for you. We have trades that we know we do better jobs at. We employ better men than women because they know they are more efficient. When it comes to war, women do not go to war, yet women and children are saved first. Is that breeding a sense of envy, a sense of jealousy in the opposite sexes? Maybe. Want to know what you guys think about that? And if you haven't done so already, comment, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're very welcome. Welcome to the Elite Thinking Club, everyone, everywhere. We spoke about this in the past. We did an episode on gender equality. And one of the things that I remember, which was very funny to us, is we spoke about the feminist and how a feminist calls themselves a feminist, but are they actually using that word to mask their sexist?
Yeah.
Which really, really hurts to hear. It really, really does. But it's just something to consider. This Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation that, you know, helped people gain a bit more exposure to how the dynamic in abuse psychologically, physically, and then society's stigma on it, it just brought to light a reality check. But back to the actual topic of discussion
Well,
from the start. Oh,
so as soon as it went out, Disney dropped Johnny Depp because straight away they believed Amber. And now that it's come out that it was bullshit, they've now offered him, I think it's $300 million to retake the Pirates. So it's like, so how's that fair? So because they believe someone, a lady straight away, actually, I'm not going to call her a lady, a woman straight away. He was basically thrown out in the cold. Now it's proved it's bullshit. They're like, oh no, actually, yeah, come back.
Well, it's the perception of it's the perception of the abuse, isn't it? That it's the perception that a man has done that to a woman, and it's the stigma around it. So he instantly was stigmatized by it. He was instantly vilified when he hadn't even been proven guilty. And that is what is wrong with our society anyway, is that we assume guilt before it's proven innocence or guilt. But you're right. But on the other hand, if he had have come out and said she's abusing me, how many people would there have been as much of an uproar?
No.
Would people have laughed and said, "Oh, don't be so daft, you're a man, you're strong. A woman can't do that because you're strong. You're the protector." See, this is
she
where
said it in on one of the recordings. She said,
this
"Nobody's going to believe you, Johnny."
Exactly. But this is where the whole thing with the men being the protector, just because you're strong and just because you have that doesn't mean that somebody else can't do that to you. So I do actually
one of the biggest superpowers that women have developed over time is the art of survival. Understanding that men are driven by sex if they are not in control of their urges, can be manipulated into doing her will. This has been throughout the ages of time. It has
History, yeah.
always managed
Yeah.
to do that. Great, powerful men have fallen under the spell of women. They are, in nature, survivors. If you are a tribe and a other tribe come attacking and they absolutely destroy you, they will crucify, they will literally get rid of every single male in the tribe. Women will witness their partners get killed, even their sons get killed. Yet, when the new men of come along, kill their men, kill the kids, kill the boys, keep the women, keep the daughters, and by nature, the women will be upset initially, but through survival alone, submit to their new masters. And I know that sounds so fucking cruel and so fucking heartbreaking, but by nature, because they are survivors, they will do what they need to do to survive, and they will naturally find themselves new husbands, new protectors. They will breed new children, and that's the way. And it's horrible, so horrible. And the thing is about our civilized society now, it still happens. Women seek new stepfathers, they seek new intimacy, they seek new protectors, ongoing, and as
Well,
soon as the
what if the person that they had previously wasn't actually a good protector? Isn't it right for the woman to then go and seek a new protector? If
hence the start, hence the whole debate, Liz.
Yeah, but
The
that's my
only
point. So
thing
if you're saying that women naturally, all they ultimately want is to be protected and to have a man that they feel, no matter what, would be by their side, look after them, protect them, then okay. So if that isn't being fulfilled within a relationship, surely it's right
by nature,
by
by
nature
nature.
for
And
the
if a
woman
man
to go out
cannot
and
protect his
seek
woman,
and find somebody who can fulfill that role and fulfill that element where that person feels protected within that relationship and supported within that relationship. Isn't that fair?
yes, and then that's why so
I think
many
that's fair.
women, that's why so many women are
Absolutely.
confused as to why they are single,
Yeah,
because they genuinely have built such a resilience to allow themselves to be protected.
yeah.
They are now
Because they're
like,
confusing hurt and abuse with um sort of they kind of think that if they get
don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Let me explain what I've just said. The reason why women are struggling to get into relationships is because they aren't allowing men to protect them. Simply because if a man isn't allowed to protect or isn't in a position to protect, you just said it yourself. If he doesn't protect, isn't it natural for a woman to find a new man? Yeah, it is.
Mm.
It is natural. But if a man can't do it, if he's not allowed to do it, if he's constantly met with resistance,
Well, that's different. Yeah,
it's no, it's no, it's
if
no,
he's
it's no,
constantly met with resistance, that's different. What I'm saying
it's a
is
no,
if
yeah,
a
it doesn't
woman
take
is
a
in
lot
a
to
if a woman is in a
understand why you're
relationship
thinking.
with a man and he is the opposite to protecting her, so if she feels like she's not nourished and she feels like she is being abused or attacked, that's not protection, is it? So therefore she's going to seek naturally protection elsewhere, or
Mm.
she's going to maybe build that resistance of I don't need a man, because some women who are single might view men as hard work because of what they've experienced. They might not have had a protector, they may have had an abuser. So and that might build
That's
that
why they
resistance
may
up.
turn to the same sex, because
Exactly, yeah.
it isn't anything to do with that. They still need to feel protected. That's why I said I didn't like
Yeah,
saying
but
it's a
they
man and a woman thing. It's
exactly.
just
Yeah, so they may still feel the need to be protected, even if it's the same sex. But it might, yeah, that's a good point, actually, Jules.
abusive men and abusive women are normally the outcome of something they've learned along the way.
Yeah,
It's really, really heartbreaking. They are in essence like a villain and a victim.
yep,
And it's really,
100%.
really heartbreaking because if they were healed,
they wouldn't be like
I
that.
suppose they wouldn't have been. Yeah, they wouldn't
Yeah,
be like that.
yeah.
A lot of the time as well, when a man doesn't feel like he can protect, it does breed the insecurity that will jeopardize the relationship. And it's in that moment when a woman, if she's smart, can actually empower him because they are intellectual. They do know exactly the dynamics of energy, and especially in moments. However, if she punishes him for feeling that way,
Mm.
that will only shift to worse because it's already demasculating. It's already putting him down. It's already, you know what I mean? Just crushing him, crushing him, crushing him. And therefore you're not actually allowing that space for the relationship to prosper.
But I also think some
And
men struggle when women are naturally sort of, growing in themselves. I think that might build
yes,
insecurity in the man,
yes,
and then the man
yes.
is getting at the woman, and the woman is thinking, I'm with you, we're together, you are my
Mm,
protector, but I'm just growing in
mm.
this and doing this. I think that sometimes there's a shift, and I don't know. I think some men don't
No, you're not
really.
wrong. They don't
Some,
like that 100%.
yeah,
They're losing their woman. They're losing
yeah.
the power,
They
not the
see
power.
it. They
They're
see it
losing
as she doesn't need
dynamic.
me. She's strong. So it's like this insecurity comes in because maybe they don't feel like the protector, but the woman might not even actually be saying that or growing in her own light
Liz,
and
you're 100% right. So
wanting to do that.
you guys know that obviously I was an instructor for years. I was a fitness instructor for years, and I've seen women from the start of their journey, their fitness journey, turn into absolute machines. I mean, I've bred some flipping powerhouses. That's not me gloating or big head. I just seen it. Liz, you and I met at one of the
Yeah,
best events I ever done,
yeah.
and very attracted to you. I thought there goes a woman, physically able. Like I used to not even want to be with a woman who couldn't even do a press up. Them kind of things there. I'd be like, no, no, no. Like there's a certain
I can't
standard.
do press ups.
Um,
I'm rubbish.
yeah, hence why we're not together, Liz. I'm sorry, love. You gotta get you gotta get start
Sorry,
banging 20 a
sorry,
day.
Jules. I know you identify as fit as anything,
Yeah,
but
fuck. Yeah, I am.
I actually don't think you are.
Well, then that means, Liz, I'm not your friend anymore. I'm angry.
Oh, here we
I
go. Here
identify
we
as
go.
fit as fuck.
Fly your flag. Fly your flag.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly my flag.
I'm joking.
But yeah, on a serious level, I've seen women go from zero to shiro, and it next thing you know, they're turning up to the class and they're just like, oh, me and my partner are breaking up. And I'm like, why? You've become this fucking
Um,
trophy of a woman. Look at you.
yeah,
You're smashing it. And I think that's the reason.
yeah. I think
Whereas before,
some men
mm,
they kind of like it if their woman is just where they know they are and at home and kind of being the wife, the mum, whatever. But I think when a woman grows and she's got all these different hobbies and these different friends, and there's nothing wrong with that. We should all expand and have growth in our lives. We all should have those things because that's what makes us have a fulfilling life. I think anyway. But I think it's
mm,
sad when people end up going like different ways because one person in the relationship can't handle that other person is they can just see them go like that. They're going like you say with the
mm,
fitness. You get somebody who at the start of their fitness journey is with somebody at the end of their fitness journey when they feel amazing and they've done all of that growth and that those challenges and they've changed and they've built themselves up and they're strong. Oh, me and my partner split up. Why? Because he preferred her
mm,
when she wasn't like that. He
mhm,
preferred her when
mhm.
she was less strong and when she was more feminine or
Go
whatever,
on, go on.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
If
and I
she
think
can beat you in an arm wrestle, something's wrong there. Because it's a physical, this is what I'm saying. She doesn't feel protected by you. She feels like she's the
she's a
protector of you.
protector,
It's
yeah.
messed up. It's
But
messed up. It's so
like,
silly, so simple and basic,
but I don't
but it
even
is what it
think
is.
sometimes it's not even the physical side. I think that some women, like if they are becoming more intelligent, like, or if they're learning things, or if they're becoming more confident because of a physical activity, whether it's cycling, running, or challenges or whatever. I think that sometimes if that other person isn't kind of good within themselves, like you said, if they haven't healed from maybe an environment from when they were younger or what have you, then I think that is going to damage the dynamics in a relationship with regards
A
to
woman
the protector.
protecting. We've had a comment here. One of our viewers is saying some women don't mind protecting their men.
Yeah.
A woman who protects her man is taking on the mother's role. A
Yes.
mother will die for her boy.
Yeah.
She doesn't see any wrong in her boy. And if you are protecting your man, you are doing it from a mother's instinct. You aren't doing it from a wife's instinct, from a woman. Like that dynamic is different. That's all I'm saying. You know? And there are men out there who seek a mother. They seek the nurture. They seek the love. They want that. Because, yeah, there comes a time when it is tiring being the protector. It is tiring being the alpha. It is tiring. And all you want is just a little bit of love and nurture. You know, that's all you need. And that will keep you going. However, if you find yourself being the protector, the dynamic is wrong. Because I would always protect my mother in that sense. Like, it is what it is. She knows that. And it is what it is. It's difficult. I suppose.
See, I've had this practically because I used to be a doorman and she used to be working in a pub. So I've had to watch her deal with situations and not step in. But that's because I believe that if she got into a position that she couldn't handle it, she would ask for me to come over. So I'd always have my eye on it while I'm doing other stuff. So she feels that she can handle it. And if any time she can't, she can literally just go and I'd be there.
And that's the protector. Michael, that you've just nailed it, brother.
Yeah.
You have just nailed it. You allow her space to flex. And if at any time she finds that she's out of her depth, she knows that you are always there to protect her. And that's why it works with you guys 100%. And I love that. I totally love that. You've already established with her that trust.
That's what I was
And that's all it is.
kind of trying to say, Michael. Like when I was saying, like, I don't expect someone to, like, if I were to date somebody, I wouldn't be like, first and foremost, you must protect me. I wouldn't be like that. If they
Not consciously, Liz, not
I know, not
consciously.
consciously. But what I'm saying is, like, I like to think that I have strength within myself and that I can be independent and I can be okay on my own. However, of course, it is ultimately a great thing to find another person who naturally feels like they can protect me and that they would be my protector. That's lovely. And how Michael just explained it is exactly how I would want a man to look at me. Is she's over there, there's a situation, I know she'll give me the nod if she needs my protection. That is called a complete balanced view on it, Michael. That is, I think, perfect.
And when you watch this back, Liz, I'm just going to say the key word that you used there was naturally.
There we go.
I love that.
Naturally.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it works, because it is natural.
Exactly. So it shouldn't be forced or expected. It should come naturally, and it should be wanted subconsciously, naturally.
I mean, when
we
she,
are the
when she
elite
walks
thinking
home
club.
at night.
Yeah, I was gonna.
When she walks home at night, she sends me her location, not because I'm trying to be overpowering, but if a van does fucking pull up or someone does something, and it goes off in a mental direction, she knows I'm there, and I can jump in the motor and go help her.
That's it, mate. That's
Go
it.
for a
Knight in
sleep.
shining armor, mate. You got it. Everyone everywhere, we are the Elite Thinking Club, and we are very grateful that you have watched us on this episode tonight. If you have watched us so far and you've been glued to the screen, you know you should be hitting that like button, you should be hitting the subscribe button, and you should be following us, whether that's on the YouTube, whether that's on the Instagram, the TikTok, And now we have a Discord channel. You can be a member on the Elite Thinking Club. You can DM us, you can message us, we can have conversations outside of these lives and let us know what you think about the episode. So we just spoke about the dynamics in what it is that women require from men, and we've explored it so well tonight. So Liz, Michael, I can't thank you guys enough. You've been here from day. We've been here now well over a year. We're hitting about 320 subscribers on the YouTube. That we are trying to get to 500 subscribers. So if you're watching us and you want to support us, then head over to YouTube, watch a few of our old episodes if you want to. Find some of the episodes that we've mentioned tonight, like a gender equality episode. That was a really good episode. We talked about how we have same-sex Olympics, and then we have the new dynamic of what you identify as, and then competing against the non-transgenders and genders and all that good stuff. So if you're interested in those conversations, head over there, see it. But thank you first and foremost for just joining us tonight. We really do appreciate you, and can't wait to see you on the next one, where we will actually be talking about, Liz and Michael, what's that thing you mentioned on the break to me before we
Roe versus Wade.
Yeah, Roe
The
versus
Supreme
Wade.
Court ruling in America with regards to abortion.
Okay, so that will be the next episode. That will be on a Tuesday night next week at 8 p.m. We will be live here on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, talking about, what is it, Liz? Roe versus Wade.
Roe versus Wade.
Roe versus Wade.
Roe.
So you've got from now
R-O-E.
till then to do all your research and then do what we do here at the Elite Thinking Club, which is analyze the facts to form a judgment. So, guys, do you have anything else that you want to say about tonight's episode to the audiences?
I think it was really
I just
good
want to
tonight.
say thank you to Zach. I've been talking to him a lot on YouTube, just back and forth with me and him. So thank you, Zach, for your many comments. Too many to read out. That's the only reason why I didn't.
Oh, you should read
Yeah,
one.
thank
Read one of his comments.
There's a lot of comments. One of them that I was going to mention is you need to know and love yourself before you can understand and love someone else.
100%.
Who they are, and that's the failure.
Perfect comment, Zach. Thank you.
All right.
Boom.
Liz, anything else you want to say to the audience? Anyone watching? You had a lot of support on the TikTok, Liz. Just so you know, a lot of women on the TikTok were literally applauding you and shouting big facts. Shout out to you, Liz, for what you were saying in the whole conversation. So
thank
just want
you.
to say
thank you to all of the TikTokers. And yeah, thanks.
I love that.
I'm a woman.
So
I'm speaking for women.
So
help me out here, guys. I'm outnumbered. I'm outnumbered every week by Jules and Michael. I need my female support.
I love that. So guys, you haven't done so already, obviously head over to the Insta, follow Liz, follow Michael, always posting things. And we're not on Facebook anymore. We have come to discover that Facebook actually shadow ban Liz for a lot of the things and the content that she shares. And they also mess with our lives because some of the stuff that we actually explore, I don't know, they're monitoring us. You know how it is out here. So we're no longer on the Facebook. So yeah, just don't follow us on Facebook anymore in a nutshell. But I suppose we've come to the end of our live, and I really want to highlight just how much we really appreciate you guys watching. Without you guys, it would just be us three having a chat. But because you guys are involved and we see all the comments and you help evolve the conversation and explore the conversation, we really value that. So thank you so much. So from me and the team, guys, you sure there's nothing else you want to say to anyone else? We're all good?
Thank you for watching.
Thanks.
Right.
I say that every week, and I do mean it. Thank you for watching.
Yes, and
so
thanks
look forward
for
to next week's
interacting with us.
episode. Yes, look forward to next week's episode. We'll see you same time, same place here, TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram. So from me and the team, everyone everywhere, peace and love.